Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us on World Awakening tonight. And let me straighten my shirt out so that everything's backwards. Everything is backwards in cyber world, and it's just weird. But anyway, thank you so much for joining us. And tonight, we're going to have a decompression session. And before I introduce my star sister, DeRousse, who I'm sure most of you know, she too has a show called Mystical Awakenings on Thursday nights here on KGRA. And she and I have been thick as thieves for a very long time. And we're going to do an event together at the end of April. And so we're going to talk about that. Yeah, the Mystical Weekend Retreat up at Houghton Lake in Michigan, which will be the first and only time I have traveled in a very long time, but I can't not be a part of this. And I know that's a double negative, but I have a degree in this language, so I am allowed to abuse it as I see fit. Okay, that said, I have to apologize to all of you who were waiting for a live show last Friday night. And I just explained what happened. Lenny didn't know what to do because, the information came to her very quickly, and Bill, and he had to plug in rebroadcasts very suddenly at the last minute. I was in the bathroom putting my makeup on and getting ready to do the show, and there was a very bad car accident in the front of the house, and my sister Christine started screaming for me to come now, grab a blanket, come now. And there was a woman that was walking on the street, and she had her little chihuahua in her arms. And there was a beautiful dog that was a stray that was following her. And she crossed the road, but the dog didn't make it in time. And some fucking maniac that drives in front of this house hit that dog. And she landed in the drainage ditch in the front of the house. And I went outside, and the woman was sobbing. Our neighbor Suzanne had seen it happen. She came running. Chris and I were out there, and I got down in the drainage ditch, and I just wrapped myself all around this dog and tried to keep her warm. She was in shock. She was a mother dog. She had just had a litter of puppies recently. And and she was out for a walk, and the car that hit her slammed on the gas and just kept on going. So to whoever that was, let there be a special hell to burn in. It was traumatizing. It was absolutely horrible. It took 90 minutes this is a very large county. It's the largest county in the state. And it took about 45 minutes to get through to animal control, and the police came, and it was awful. It was just absolutely traumatizing, and I couldn't do the shows. There was no way I could walk away from that dog who needed to feel loved and needed to feel warmth and needed to feel like she wasn't alone in the last moments of her life. And so that's what I did last Friday night instead of my shows. And so I wanted to tell you I was sorry, but I know I did the right thing. And I stayed where I was needed. And so thank you for your patience. And okay, that said, now you all know. And now it's time to bring Deb DeRousse on so that I can stop crying, because I can't stop smiling, because that's my girl.
Aw, I love you, and I'm so honored and happy to be here with you, Annie. And everybody knows our hearts. Yeah. And what a story. You sent me a text last week and let me know what happened. And I'll tell you, my heart has been so heavy for this poor mama baby and her puppies. She just had puppies. Well, so I've been wanting to ask you, but not burden you.
Yeah. Well, she had a chip in her, and they scanned her, and they called the family who owned her, and the father came right away. And so at least she knew, and he told I had to step away. I was just, there were like 5 people out there, and I had to step away. And so I didn't meet him, but he told Christine that the babies had just been weaned. The puppies had just been weaned.
Thank goodness.
That they would find very good homes for them, but there was no saving her. Her internal injuries were beyond anything that could be done for her. And she was still alive when they took her, but they were taking her to euthanize her because there was no saving her. And I went through that whole, with Suzanne and Christine and with Officer Clay and everybody. And one minute I'm trying to infuse her with my life force energy, and one minute I'm praying for her to live, and the next minute I'm praying for her to die so that she's out of pain. And it was just absolutely horrible. And Christine's out there screaming, "I hate this fucking road." And I'm like, you don't hate the road. You hate the people that treat it like it's a goddamn motor speedway. That's what you hate, not the road. The road is an inanimate object. The people that treat it like they're at Daytona instead of driving through a neighborhood with children and animals. That's who you hate.
And to step on the gas. I'm sorry.
Not even stop.
I'm with you.
Yeah, and I know there was massive damage done to the car. She was a big girl. She was at least 40 pounds. And I know, they'll have to live with it, whoever it was, and die with it, knowing that they could have stopped at least that.
Right.
At least that. And I don't understand. I don't understand that kind of heartlessness. I don't understand. I don't. And the thing that was so upsetting was that Suzanne, who is our neighbor, our wonderful neighbor who saw it happen, she said that car could have gone around that dog and didn't. There was nobody coming in the other direction. Well, I almost got killed getting the mail out of the mailbox a few months ago. I had my big purple robe on that you have seen plenty of over the years. And I went out to get the mail, and somebody went past the front of this house so fast with no one on the other side of the road that one of their car caught my robe. Jeez. And almost brought me to my knees while I was opening the mailbox.
That's scary.
Yeah. So Christine wants to sell the house and move us out to, someplace where we don't have to see this. We don't have to be subject to it. We don't have to live in an environment where people are so. I want to take a can of spray paint, which I know is against the law. It's the only thing that has stopped me. And just spray paint messages all over this road. Slow.
Or put in speed bumps or do something.
They won't do anything like that. And because we're outside of the city of Villa Rica proper, we have to rely on the sheriff's office. Well, they're in Carrollton. That's a 40-minute drive away.
Oh, dear.
For anything that we might need. Anything that we might need. Yeah. So, basically we're on our own. And, I had a decision to make, and it wasn't a difficult decision. And my decision was to stay outside and lay in the draining ditch with the dog. That was the right thing for me to do.
Absolutely. Bless you for that, for that poor baby, and even for your heart, because had guilt gotten the best of you and you said, I have to do a show, you would have been so upset with you. You couldn't have done it.
I couldn't have done
you too well.
No, it took everything I had just to call Bill, just to tell him, put reruns in immediately. I cannot. And he took care of it. And, zippity doodah, Bill. I mean, he's producer extraordinaire, man behind the curtain.
Thank goodness.
And
Hmm.
I canceled my guest. I reached out to her. Really, I ran in the house. I reached out to him, Lenny, and my guest, Alex, for A World Awakening. And she's going to be on next week.
Nice.
But I knew that I was going to need to address this with my viewers tonight, because it's not like me to just not show from my own show.
Right.
So there was a really good reason. And I know our viewers, I know your viewers and my viewers, and there isn't a single one of them that would fault me, not even a little bit, for doing the right and compassionate thing by an animal that really needed comfort at the end of her life.
And knowing most of our listeners, I would doubt that any of them out there could say that they would not have done the same thing. They would have done the same thing.
I mean, think of the tribe. Really, Deb, think of the tribe, the clan of people that we have built with our little podcasts,
Yes. We are blessed.
Birds of
blessed people. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And that's why we flock together, and why we have been together for how long? 12 years?
Oh, yeah, at least that. Maybe longer.
It's been a while. It seems like lifetime after lifetime, doesn't it?
I know. I just remembered that the first time I laid eyes on you, I just opened my arms and you opened your arms, and we embraced and we held each other and held each other and held each other. And it was a divine reunion. Yeah. A divine reunion. Now I'm going to say something that some people might not grasp right away, but I'm going to say it anyway. And I want them to think about this. You know how we talk about how empathy hurts, compassion hurts. It's easier to just, close that out and internalize and try to, hold your own space for yourself and not feel too much, because it's so painful.
Absolutely.
If everything happens for a reason, then this is a very long road. Why did that happen directly in front of this house last Friday night? Because there was somebody in this house that could step in immediately and do everything within our power. Everything within our power. She didn't die somewhere down around a corner where there were no houses and there were no people and there was just a cow field. Yeah. She died right in front of the house is where she was hit.
Because she needed your love and your compassion and your empathy. Yeah, she needed you and was blessed.
In the most bizarre way, it was a blessing. Mm-hmm. And yet, I will never get it out of my head. I will never cease being haunted by what happened here last Friday night, in the same way that our woodchuck that we loved so much, Artie, got hit on this road. Why he would even leave this paradise when he had, Christine went grocery shopping for the freaking woodchuck, okay? She would come home with all these special greens and things. She did all of her research when he showed up on the property. We fell madly in love with Artie, and we only had him for 3 months, and whatever possessed him to leave this yard and try to cross this hellish road cost him his life, and he died in her arms. And, it's so painful. It's so painful. It's like you almost don't want to love anything anymore, because it hurts so much to lose what you love. And yet I swear to you, Deb, I'd rather swallow my own tongue than tell a lie. I swear to you, about a month after we lost Artie, I was outside and I was sitting on the deck and I was thinking about him and I was crying, and I looked up into the sky And I swear to you, a cloud formation appeared in the sky spontaneously, and it was his face.
I have no doubt. No doubts
And people could
whatsoever.
say, oh, that's pareidolia. Okay. It was a completely clear blue sky, not a single cloud anywhere for 360 degrees.
And if
And
you know, you know. And you knew.
I did. It was Artie. And he was looking down at me saying, it's okay, Annie.
Yeah.
It's okay. I'll see you again.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm still here. I'm in a different form, but I'm still here.
Yeah.
And thank you for taking care of me. Because I know you and Christine just loved him to pieces. All of the animals that come anywhere near your home.
Yeah.
You two take in and just love them.
I cannot let an animal go hungry.
No.
I can't. I won't. I never have, and I never will. And we have got freeloading chickens. And anybody wants to meet the mommy and the babies, all you got to do is go to my Facebook page, and there's a whole video of them. You know, the mommy, and she's got 12 chicks. Mm-hmm. And we've got a yard full of chickens. And our neighbor is beside himself, Mr. Tidwell. He doesn't know what to do because somebody backed a machine into the back of his coops, and they partially collapsed, and he's an old man trying to rebuild them and trying to fence them, and these chickens are loose and they are all over the neighborhood. And where do they come first in the morning? What do I hear? At 7:45 every single morning, I am awakened by a rooster who has jumped up on the fence so that his voice will just announce his presence. So I will get my ass outside and feed the chickens.
And you do.
And I do.
Every single day.
Every single day.
No matter how you feel, no matter what else is going on, you feed them.
Yeah.
Bless you.
Well, you know, there are messages, and, you know, this is just the nature of life is death, you know, and we had a chicken hawk that attacked one of the chickens in our playpen a few weeks ago. And I opened up the back door and I saw a chicken at the back of the pen that was not moving. And oh my heart. And I had to lift him up, and he was gone. And I had to lift him up and take him out into the woods and bury him. And, you know, and I just kept, the message was, there is life and there is death, and there is new life and there is death, and there is new life and there is death. And the cyclical nature of our existence is what is being superimposed on my existence right now.
Yeah. On many existences right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
It really is. I think overall it is a message for our world right now.
Yep.
At this time that we are here, and it doesn't matter what physical form you're in, whether you're a spider or a gorilla or a human or it doesn't matter what form you're in, that life is short. You need to appreciate it and do the best that you can while you're here.
And be as kind and compassionate and giving and loving. And be grateful for every experience, even the most difficult ones.
Right. Yeah. And we are all connected. And we feel that so deeply. And I know many, many others do as well. You know, that connection. And, you know, some people don't understand it, and then they listen to your shows. And I think that's so soothing that they get a bit of themselves by listening to you.
Well, I think that the same holds true for you. No, and that's one of the reasons why we decided a few months ago that it was time to gather the tribe. It was time, and we're going to do I haven't traveled anywhere. You know, my doctor said you have compromised immune system. Do not go into an airport. Do not get on an airplane. Do not go into large crowds, because It was the middle of winter, flu, COVID, everything was everywhere. Don't expose yourself to anything
Right.
or anyone that could compromise you further and could complicate your recovery. Um, and I told her on Wednesday when I was there for my follow up and my physical before I could start my next round of chemo, that I had actually done a shoot. I can't say for who yet or anything until they tell me, it's ready to go out. It's a big show. Everybody will know. But I went into Atlanta on February 19th and I spent the day on a shoot there, and she had given me permission. She's like, just be careful. I said, it won't be a lot of people. It'll just be the crew and my interviewer and the producer and the director. That's not a lot of people. And Greta came, our beautiful, wonderful Greta, Greta the Great,
Greta the Great,
who is one of our besties, one of our most nearest and dearest. And she'll be coming with me, because if you think Greta's letting me go any place alone, she came to Atlanta with me, and now she's coming to Michigan with me.
Right.
And I have to tell you, I don't think I've ever needed anything the way I need this fast approaching weekend.
Yes.
To be with my beautiful, my angels of the frozen tundra.
Yes, I'm so excited. And there's a big part of me, Annie, I have to say, that is a little paranoid. And I want to tell everybody we will have hand sanitizer everywhere. We're going to put masks out. And I ask that if anybody has even the slightest cough, even if they think it might be allergies, wear a mask. So I'm a little concerned. I'm a lot concerned. But I know that this is being brought to the surface and brought about for a reason, and it's happening. It's falling right into place exactly when and how it's supposed to.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I really feel this is healing for everybody.
Yeah, I do too. And I'm not concerned. And my doctor, when I was with her on Wednesday, and she was giving me my results from my latest PET scan, she was top of her class at Emory University Medical School.
Nice.
This woman is a badass cowgirl. Okay.
Cool.
She is. And when she gave me my original diagnosis, it was a grim one. I mean, I called you, I sobbed all through the whole conversation, and she used 2 words: inoperable, incurable. The drug that she put me on is a chemotherapy drug. It's a drug that 5 years ago was experimental. It is meant to buy you time. It is meant to extend your life by holding the cancer growth at bay so that it can't. Okay. It's not conventional chemotherapy. It's got lots and lots of side effects, none of which I'm suffering except I'm starting to lose my hair now. Which is fine. I got plenty. It'll grow back. I don't care.
I've been bald before, and I think bald women are really sexy.
Really sexy.
Just go ahead and it's all good.
Yeah, it's all good. It is. So, but anyway, when she walked in the room, my nurse had already come, and vampire that she is, and sucked all the blood out of me. And then they take everything off and do the tests and make sure, yada, yada, before she came in the room. And I told her about my shoot in Atlanta, and then I told her I was going to Michigan, and she said, that's a good thing. It's a good thing that you do this, because I had told her what the event was about, and that I would be with my friends, with my tribe, with people that I really, really need to be with.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's going to be phenomenal in every sense of the word. And, and she has been telling me all along, be careful, don't go, and for months and months, I go from home to the hospital to home. That's it. Like, that's pretty much it. And she gave me the, go ahead, just go ahead. And then she went through my results. And out of all the tumors, and that you know how many there were, all through my body, all in my spine, all in my femur, all, on my adrenal glands, 13 tumors in my lungs, the ones in my breast. There's 2 large tumors that are now a fraction of their original size. And I was talking to her and I said, I know what this, I read the book that comes with the drug. Kisqali is the drug. And I said, I know that this drug serves a very specific purpose. I want you to know that there's more at play here than the medication, and that I need to go to Michigan for this healing retreat to be with my loved ones, with my star sisters. Yes. And I need you to understand that I have help. Not only do I have my mother and my sister, I have Mother Mary, I have the galactic family, I have Creator, I have source energy flowing through me. I'm having bizarre things happen. I had an incident happen a few weeks ago where I was just laying on the sofa. I had Peanut there with me, as usual. She's a sofa hog, by the way. And I was just watching the news, and kind of seething. And but I closed my eyes. And all of a sudden, Peanut jumped down off of me and went over to the fainting sofa, which is right there, which is my mother's recliner. But
Right.
he does this, especially when I'm leaving the house to go to the doctor. Oh my God, is she ever coming back? It's going to be awful. She treats a 5-hour trip to the hospital and back as though it was 5 months. And I was just laying there. And all of a sudden, she got down and she moved. I thought she had just gotten hot. And then, within a matter of moments, my whole entire body felt like I had just been submerged into something that was liquid, but denser than water, heavier than water. And it had a vibration to it. And my whole entire body, from head to toe, was submerged in this vibrating liquid. And I didn't even open my eyes. You know how I talk to my people and I was like, when you get a download, just get in, take it in, stop what you're doing. When you're hearing it come in, there's a message. You need to just be calm, relax, and let it in. Well, I had the exact same response to whatever it was that was happening to me. And it lasted for maybe a minute and a half. And then it slowly subsided. And I opened my eyes, not knowing what or who I might see. And I turned and I looked, and Peanut was sound asleep. And that's been the rule for the galactic family all along. Anytime, you are welcome here. Anytime, whatever you want to do to me, do it. I know it will help and heal me. Just please, please don't scare my little dog. Because she's great with spirit, but she's not so great with extraterrestrials. She can see, and it scares her. And she's had a couple of incidents where there was no question, in my mind at least, no question that this was not a spiritual intervention, that this was something else.
Right.
And so, yeah. And then, that was last week, and that was the day before I went to have the PET scan. And then this Wednesday, she's in her office going through sheets and sheets and sheets of, and she's like, in a few months, we might want to talk to the surgeon again. And shrink these down a little bit more and maybe just go ahead and do lumpectomies. I said, the next time it's time for a PET scan, I don't think they're going to find anything to remove surgically. And she turned and she said, you know what, Ann, I believe you. She's like, I've never met anybody like you. I don't understand. She said, when I got your genetic report back and they can't identify 29% of your DNA, okay, you know what? I'm just going to go with this. And you are getting extra help from who knows where or what or whatever. But, I made her say out loud, retract my diagnosis, reverse my diagnosis. It does not apply to me.
Right.
And
hallelujah. Thank you.
And so I am going to be with you. I am going to Houghton Lake, one of my favorite places on earth. And there will be a serious gathering of the clan. I mean, we've got people coming in from all over the place for this event. And, it's going to be miraculous. It's going to be energizing and healing in every conceivable way.
Absolutely.
Physically, spiritually, emotionally, in every psychologically, psychically, every conceivable way.
Right. And it's going to be what I love, you are the center of the healing circle. But because you are so loving, everybody there will get that healing. And everybody there can also take some of that healing and send it to others who need it and can't be there. So these types of healing sessions are huge, and they can definitely heal. It's going to be beautiful. And, we're not, anybody that comes, I'm going to tell you right now, every human being is a born healer. Every human being
is a born healer.
Animals are healers. We're all born to heal. Some have a passion to do it all the time. I do. Some don't, but that doesn't mean you're not a healer. So everybody will be involved. When you're little and you fall down and you skin your knee, what do? As a 3-year-old, we grab our knee, we put our hand on it. Why is that? We're healing it.
And then what does mommy do? She kisses it better.
Because that's healing. It's touch. It's love. It's putting that energy into it. Yes. Exactly. So everybody will be involved in this. And I want to tell you, Friday, Tim Rian cannot be there. I believe it's Friday. Saturday, he will be there.
So that's wonderful.
The Saturday circle, and we'll do healing circles both days. These are going to be massive circles healing. But Tim will also be involved. So I'm double pleased with that. And the people that don't know, Tim is a dear, dear, dear brother to us. We love him so much. And he is also dealing with breast cancer. He's doing well. He's in recovery, but he's not in remission yet. But we're working on it. So I'm very excited. There will be more things going on too. It'll be very uplifting, as you said. People get to see you. I cannot tell you how many people have said, I can't wait to hug Annie. Everybody's dying to get their hands on you. So be prepared.
I am so prepared. I am so ready. And then of course, Greta's kind of like a mother hen to me. Kind of like my mother hen in the backyard, except that I'm just the one baby and the mother hen here has 12. And which are so cute. Go to my Facebook page, look at the video. They're so
adorable.
Freaking chickens. And Christine's like, oh God, I wish they would go home. I'm like, maybe they think they are home. maybe they've gravitated to this couple of acres of land because
Yeah.
it's so beautiful. And the lady in the purple robe brings them seeds every morning. And she's like, yeah, Anne, I know. If you stop feeding them, they'd stop coming. I'm like, I can't not feed them.
No, no.
You know, I just can't. I have to feed them. If they are loose and there's a mother with 12 babies in the playpen, I'm gonna make the dogs stay in until I coax all of them out of the playpen and feed them, and then the dogs can go out and chase the squirrels off the bird feeders. And you know, wah, every morning. It's every morning. That's a thing. It's just, but it brings me joy.
Right.
It brings me joy to
So,
be in any way kind to anyone or any creature.
yeah,
And that's healing. That is healing.
that is healing. Absolutely healing. And I'm sure Chris will take care of them while you're away.
Oh God, yeah, of course she will.
Chris is
She's
no
us.
different than we are.
She's no different than we are. Suck up her pretty face.
Yes.
Takes in anything and everything
Yeah.
that needs a home. And yeah. I mean, we are cut from the same cloth. You know, Carolyn raised both of us, and that's just that. So yeah, it's well, yeah, all of us. I mean, my sister Nancy is ridiculous. I don't even want to talk about everything she saves, and Cindy and April did the same. I mean, we've got Sammy, who April saved before she passed away, and she, in her infinite wisdom, knew to bring him here.
Yeah.
Before she died, and he's had a very long, happy life. And it was hard for him when Mom passed because he was devoted to her, as Peanut was devoted to her. And they still go to her room and look for her every day.
And I'm sure she's still there talking to them and playing with them.
Yeah. Yep. They just hop right up on the bed, like, you know, gonna go see Mama Carolyn.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a blessing. You know, I mean, there's so much pain and ugliness and destruction and conflict in the world that if we don't do what we're about to do in Houghton Lake, then given the opportunity to come together like this,
absolutely,
how could I say no when I know that not only will it be a wonderful experience for me, but my presence there, especially beside you and the girls, will make a difference in the world. And that difference is that whole pebble in the pond concept. You throw that pebble in the pond, you're going to get concentric circles of vibrational movement in that water that extends as far as the water does. And so what we do is immeasurable, it is incalculable, but it is a dispersion of energy that is real and has an effect on everyone it touches. So as you said earlier, there are going to be people at this event that will be so illuminated, so inspired, so motivated that when they leave us, they'll float away. They won't even need a car. And then they'll go back into their world. And that light, that beacon, that hope, that promise, that love, that tenderness, that compassion will get passed on to every person they encounter. So we'll never know how much good it generates in terms of frequency and energy and resonance. But we don't need to count it.
No.
You know, it's not jelly beans in a jar. We don't need to know exactly how far it was dispersed.
Exactly.
We just know that it is.
Right. And that's the beauty of that kind of love and that kind of compassion and the healing and everything that comes out of a weekend like that.
Yeah.
Is you can't hold on to it. It has to be shared. And even if you don't think about sharing it, you're sharing it.
That's
So
right.
what is that going to do in this, with, like you said, all of this madness that's going on? Our hope, our knowing is that it's going to make a difference.
What I want it to do more than anything, you know, right now, the vibration is high, but it's not a good vibration because it's fear-based.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I mean, I felt it, you have felt it, you know, I mean, I'm angry, I'm pissed off about a whole bunch of stuff, which we're not even going to talk about tonight. But what I am saying is that, you know, as we're raising the vibration in terms of love and light and healing and expression and all of that, we also need to bring the temperature down in terms of fear.
Absolutely.
Because
Oh,
it
yes.
is one of the most destructive forces on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
And when people relinquish themselves and their own personal power to it, is when they start to cave under the weight of it. And
Absolutely.
so we are going to dispel fear and turn that crystalline light on to such, and I'm dragging everybody out on that back lawn. You know what's going to happen there.
Oh, I do.
You know, just
I do.
charge up your camera phones, folks, because I mean, today, well, I have sightings every day. That's
Right.
just a given. But it was very active in the skies today. It was very active. And, you know, and I go out and I just, you know, I look up and I see the lights and I see the vessels. And, you know, I've just got this ability to connect in this way. And, you know, and I'm always very humble and very grateful. And I just, you know, tell them, come with me to Michigan. I mean, and I know they will, because there were, Christine, when we were in the doctor's office and I was giving her my goodbye hug, Christine said, a light flashed right above your head while you were hugging Dr. Knight and telling her how much you love her. And she was telling you how much she loves you. And a light flashed above your head. And I said, I know, I saw it. I saw it. They were in the room with me. And then we walked outside in the valet Parker, Mike, that I love so much, who I told him, look up, there they are. And he's like, I always believed, but I never saw it. And I'm like, well, get used to it, buddy, because we walked right out the door and I walked right into his arms, and I hadn't seen him in my last 2 visits.
Aw, what a
And
beautiful
you
story.
know, and just supposed to, you know, after I had my first PET scan, I walked out of the hospital into the foyer, and The Age of Aquarius was playing, When the Moon is in the
Oh,
Seventh House. Okay, how many
oh,
thousands and thousands of songs could have been playing in the foyer of the
exactly.
hospital?
Oh my
And I
gosh.
hear the high pitched beginning of the song, ooh, you know, and I'm like, no way,
Wow.
no way.
Mhm.
You know, and I just and I turned and I looked at the lady at the reception desk. I'm like, this is one of my favorite songs. And she's like, me too. They don't write music like this anymore. I'm like, this is spiritual music. And she's like, yes, it is. You know, and we're holding hands over a reception desk. And, you know, Christine had stopped at the ladies' room, and she's come out, and she just looked at me. She's like, is she your new best friend? Apparently so. We just bonded over the Age of Aquarius, you know, and
She knows you.
yeah, I mean, when she took me to the emergency room originally, um, but when they gave me the assessment and made an appointment for me to go see an oncologist, um, as we were walking out, you know, I had 9 female doctors and nurses in my room with me because they had not seen something like this before. And so the doctor asked my permission if she could show this tumor to basically everybody that was working in the department. I'm like, oh yeah, sure, come on in, girls. And as I'm leaving, they were all standing together talking about me in the hallway, and I came out and I'm like, mwah! Thank you all so much. And I walked over to them and I kind of gave them a group hug, and they were like, what's going on here? And
Annie is going
I
on.
hear them thinking like, we just gave this woman the worst possible information that we could give her, and she's celebrating us and hugging and kissing us and thanking us. And you could hear them thinking it. Oh, Maria, I know. And my sister just was like, it's just how she is. It's just how she is. Just let her do it. And I mean, I sent them, thank you cards and everything, because
Oh my gosh.
Group of 9 women, doctors and nurses, played a part in helping save my life.
Yeah. Well, bless you for that. I love the comments that you're getting. And I do want to say, Marie and Val are both listening and making comments tonight, and they're part of our group. And we do have announcements to make at the event. I'm not going to give it away now, but you and Val and Jamila and Marie and myself are up to something.
Yes, we are.
And it's something good.
It's something so good.
That will be announced at the event. And I'm sure before we leave tonight, Bill will show that info again. And so everybody knows, all you have to do is call the hotel number and book a package right there, 989-422-4000, and ask to book a package for the Mystical Retreat weekend. And that covers everything. You get all day Friday, all day Saturday, Saturday night. The rooms are amazing there. Ask Annie. The beds are so comfy.
Yep, they are.
It's a great place, to stay, but it also covers, you're going to get up in the morning, they have the little breakfast bar and stuff. And then at dinner time, we'll have food brought right to the conference room. So, it's beautiful that we can spend this weekend together. Even in the evening, we'll be, we'll have food and we'll have things to do. We have some bingo going on. We have some karaoke going on. We have beautiful, I can't wait. I'm so excited. A magic craft, and I'm not going to even give it away right now. But we have that going on too. And this is all out of love. Everything that whole weekend, Friday, Saturday, and then even Sunday before we all leave, it's going to be a big love fest.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah. And it's going to be transformational for everyone that is a part of this. And, my intention is for us to do this with some more frequency, not just once a year. This will be my first time being able to attend this week, because I'm not booked for anything else, because I'm not going anywhere else. I'm just doing this.
Yeah.
But I feel like it is imperative that I be there. And I don't know exactly why. I'm just going to, ride the wave, follow the, it's my intention is always pure, and that is to give of myself as much as I can. But, if I even show any sign of fatigue, Greta's going to drag me off to take a nap.
Oh, absolutely.
But that's okay, because I get restored very quickly. Very quickly. And as long as you keep coffee around for me,
there might will be coffee.
Surprised how I can just keep going. And we've done countless events together. It's not unusual for me to go 18 hours straight and then crash for a few hours and then get up and do it again.
Yeah.
I do want to forewarn everyone in advance that there's probably going to be a time when you're going to see me in the breakfast nook in my jammies and my robe and my
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
I see that every year at UFO Contact.
I know. Yeah.
I love it.
I figure, if I'm wearing clothes, shouldn't that be socially acceptable enough?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have to admit too, Annie, a bra is not considered clothes.
No, that's absolutely optional. And I am not doing anything to these girls that puts any pressure on them.
No. They need
No.
to be pampered.
Yep.
So they shall be. They need to be comfortable.
Yep.
And, even the schedule that I put out, usually, I do 2 of these a year, and usually the schedule is boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
It's going to be more relaxed this time. And no matter what the schedule says, it's all tentative. It all depends on how you're feeling, how things are going. If we need to throw a pillow on the floor and say, okay, 20-minute nap time, that's what we're going to do.
Just like Romper Room.
Yes.
Bring the magic mirror.
I'm so excited about that. And it feels good. It feels good to not have to be firm on that.
Yeah, so exactly.
This time, it is what it is.
We're going to go with the flow of the beautiful Houghton Lake and the waves lapping up against the stone and just wait until we go out in the back with the bowls and the music and the sound and the sky and the singing and the calling and the manifestation of our galactic family right there with us. And I will, do my third eye opening for whomever wants it, and sometimes people, they just want it again just because, it's not that it didn't work the first time. They just want more. And what I'm there for to do. So, all right, Bill's throwing us off the air.
I know. Darn that Bill. Good thing we love him.
It is.
He's amazing.
He doesn't understand that, time is an illusion.
Right.
But we do have a limited illusion to work world awakening.
We have to be earthly during this.
We have to be earthlings tonight. Oh, God. But yes, we will be together in a matter of just a few weeks, and it will be sublime. It will be literally heavenly, and so I so look forward to wrapping you in my arms. It's been too long, my darling.
Can't wait.
And we invite everybody, just call the number. If you have any question, reach out on my page or to Linny and, or Deb, just reach out if you need the number and we'll post it. We'll continue posting it. And, I'm sure there's a few rooms left. I know we've got a lot of people coming, but let's just, let's
go. Big hotel.
Yep. It's a good sized hotel. And bring a bathing suit. Bring a bathing suit.
Yeah, there is a small water park.
Yep, and we'll do some, we'll do some healing in the water. It'll be great. So I love you all. Thank you for joining us tonight, Miss Deb DeRousse, love of my life, star sister of mine. I will see you soon, and all of you remember the message is consistently the same. Be the change you wish to see in the world. Be the change that you wish to see in the world. Be the beacon of hope. Be the light you seek. I love you all. Good night.
Good night.